Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm going to do a little more work today on putting in more trapdoors. I have to do one behind me up in the ceiling on the other side of the pigeonary, and I got one to do in the bedroom that's over here. So I'm not going to take a lot of time showing you all the bits and pieces and what I'm doing. Basically, I'm going to cut the holes. We'll take a look together and see what those look like. When we get up there, I'm expecting a lot more damage on this side of the house. We've had people coming across with cherry pickers saying, whoa, you've got big holes in your roof. So I'm expecting to see some holes, but I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. And then I'm going to make the form around it, or the frame around it, install the thing, and then we'll be done. Hopefully I can get 2 of them done in this video, and we'll be on to the next project, which will be the demolition of the upstairs bathroom, which is over here. And then on to electrical stuff, which would be pretty cool. It's getting exciting. I'm looking forward to actually making some progress inside the house. So yeah, let's get on to that. It's pretty hard to show, but basically I have a laser level thing here that I'm doing along. And this wall just kind of goes like that. And it's been quite difficult to kind of figure out where I'm going to put the trapdoors so they line up. So hopefully it's close enough. And once again, this is the kind of the floor we're not too fussy with. If it's not perfect, I'm not worrying about it. Oh yeah, I just did something very stupid. I thought, oh, it's going to be symmetrical, right? Because on the Google Maps looking down, it looks like the pigeonary is dead center of the house. This looks to be about dead center of the house. It's not, I guess. Anyway, so I just cut a hole through right here, and I'm underneath the pigeonary, so I can't access anything. So I'm going to have to patch that one up and move the whole thing over and try to put another hole in. Basically, these doors are not in the center of the house. Where I'm standing right now, which is the hallway, is the center of the house. So the stairwell up is offset, which makes complete sense because the living room is bigger than the den, right? In another room. So, oh well. Lesson learned. So we have the original hole, which is the one on the left, and I've just made this one over here. And of course I managed to find a joist, which is right where the crack went along. But the actual support for the pigeonary is just under where that pipe is, or the conduit that holds the light together. So if you look on that side and there, you just got about 2 inches or 3 inches and you hit that support. And this one, I'll show you what that looks like inside. That's the light up there, so hopefully we can see a little better. So in front of me is the wall of the pigeonary. Right there, and then there's the ceilings up there. I think you can see it. Let's see if I can get you to look at it. So there's the ceiling sloping towards the pigeonary. And that's what the rest of this looks like. So I had been hoping to do from here over to there, but there's a joist up here, which I can't obviously cut through. So I will be moving it and redrawing for the 3rd time about here, which hopefully will fit. It's worth a shot, right? A lot of trial and error with this one, but we'll get there. So it looks like this one's going to be quite a bit smaller, this hole. It's going to be small by about 1 inch or 2, but that's okay. We can make that work. All I'm going to be doing is accessing it for electricity and accessing it to get a roll of insulation up or whatever. So I should be able to just pull this lath down without too much trouble. So there's a big hole right around there. You see the tile's broken and half hanging down. Hopefully it doesn't hit me in the head. Ton of wind coming through there. And then down over there, right at the edge of this roof, you can see that. That's a big hole. It's right to the outside. Big section it's missing. There's another hole down the end over there. It's hard to see, but looks like more tiles have fallen there. So yeah, lots to fix. So there's these little pieces of wood that have been strapped onto the actual beam to support the lath over here, if you can see that. So this one's on this one, and this one's on the main joist. And I'm going to basically cut this here and here and remove this piece. I'll put some more screws in on the two edges to make sure nothing sinks down. And then on the other side, right here, it's the exact same thing. So that's what I'll do, is I'll remove these sections, and that will make the hole big enough for sure to allow me to attach it. So I've just removed the two pieces of wood that were used to hold up the lath. There was one attached to this side over here and one attached to this side, and it was holding the little pieces that were here for some reason. This distance is much smaller than I've seen before. I think it's 45 centimeters. The other one that we did just last was 55 or something like that, or almost 60. So what I'm going to do is basically not cut into the main joist, which is 100 centimeters tall, which is about, I think it's about 6 inches or something. And that's holding up the pigeonniere. So I want a minimal amount of cutting into this. So I'm going to favor this side, and I'm going to cut along here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these pieces of wood that I've cut off, put it on the opposite side, and then drill up and support it so the whole thing doesn't come down. Wow, we'll see. It may end up coming down at one point, but at least the lath will be there and I can practice my plaster work. So what I'm going to very delicately do is try to cut these little ridges off that hold the plaster up. Just kind of scooch along there with the multi-tool, so that I can put it flush with the lath, and then hopefully be able to go underneath, screw it up from underneath, attach it to this piece here. I'll obviously put this on the edge of this beam first, and then attach the lath from the lath and plaster up into it, and that should hopefully stop the whole thing from sagging too much. It's a little loose. Actually, it's not loose, it's quite solid, so maybe we'll get away with it, maybe not, but at least it's ready for when I go to patch up the holes eventually, whenever I get to that. So let's get to that. How's that look? Looks pretty smooth to me. Pretty flush, so I'm going to screw up now from underneath. Alrighty, it should be secure. I'm going to chop all that off to the right size. Alrighty, see if the door fits now. I managed to put the screw right in where I'm to attach the other piece on the side, so goofball. So there we go. That's the end of that one, at least mostly. I still have to patch stuff up, and I've made a bit of a dog's breakfast with it. But anyways, let's get on to the next one and what will be the final one. So yeah, I'm not really too sure where you should be putting these things. I can't put it on this side for these hatches because there's obviously the roof is too low because it slopes up this way. And I think it's probably best that you don't see it when you first come into the room, so I wouldn't put it on that corner. So I'm going to pick right up here to put it. This doesn't look good. I think it's these weird tile things they use in the ceilings. I'm not sure. This could be a big disaster. So unfortunately, I think we're going to be ending this video because I'm not too sure what to do. I knew some of the rooms had it, like I knew the sunroom had it, and I had a suspicion that the Mexican room had it. And now I know that this ceiling also has it, and they're these weird brick, like 1 centimeter high tiles that are suspended by wires. So they're kind of just hanging there. And then they're kind of all mortared together. So this whole ceiling is made out of tiles. What I have to decide is whether I stop right now and just forget about this trapdoor and forget about worrying too much about this one room and possibly the Mexican. Well, the Mexican room is easy to get to. I just now know that I probably can't stand on it, which is fine because you could stand on plasterboard. I'm just working stuff through my head what to do with this. So if I just cut the trapdoor in it and make sure I only go on the rafters, that should be okay. I don't need to take the whole ceiling down, I don't think. But anyways, it's just a very weird thing. I'm gonna have a little bit of a break, think over the weekend and try to decide what way to go with this. Because right now I can kind of salvage it versus, making a big mess. So anyways, let's just think about it for a little bit. And appreciate you watching. And if you get a sec, give me a thumbs up and follow. And hope you have a great weekend. Cheers.